Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Witches.
Midnight Margaritas.
We got a little treat for you today. It's not our faces. So we've had a few people asking about how to set up an altar. And what we've got for you here in our kitchen, we've set up a traditional altar. Now, this isn't something how we set things up, but we're going to go through how a traditional altar is set up, and then we'll show you some other stuff. So we'll let Anita go here.
Okay, this is a god. Your male
Statue
god.
of a god.
Yeah, and your candle.
Yeah. And that should be up in the upper left.
Yeah, upper left.
And it should be gold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
In the right-hand corner, we have our goddess and our candle.
Which should be silver.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it should be silver. Yeah.
Okay.
This is for your ale and your cakes, I guess.
Cakes and ale. Yeah.
Cakes and ale.
Yeah.
We have our
Pinnacle.
Pinnacle.
And it normally people that have a traditional altar will have this made in stone or something like that.
There's quite a few that you can get. You can get wood ones. You can get
Yeah.
all kinds of different ones.
We clearly don't have it.
No.
Okay, moving on.
And we have
What would be an athame?
athame.
An
Well,
athame is traditionally just a knife only for rituals. You shouldn't be using it for spells and cutting and whatever. So we'll get more into that, but that's representing an athame today.
It's just a representation.
Yeah.
This is your incense.
An incense burner.
This is the burner that we use,
Yeah.
and this would be a wand
It would be a wand.
that
Yeah.
you're using.
Yeah. And then over on this side,
We have salt
yep,
and water, and normally you would have a bell.
a bell.
I have one somewhere. I just don't know where it is.
Yeah. And then we have just a piece of velvet here for an altar cloth, right? And so nowadays, most people don't set up their altars like this. Altars are actually very personal.
They are.
So this is almost a religious thing, doing it like this, following certain rules. When we do our own, we don't share one, but I definitely always have a cloth, but you can decorate them how you want. So we would, first of all, an athame is traditional. I would just use a kitchen knife.
Yeah.
Or scissors or whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. In the religious, and I don't like that word, part of witchcraft, people would be like, oh, you need to bless it and consecrate it to your needs. No, a knife is fine. Like, it's fine.
It is.
Yes, I would always use incense.
Yes.
I don't always burn it, but that is something I would keep. And as for a wand goes, you don't need one.
No, you don't.
A wand traditionally is for focusing and directing your energy. Use your finger. Like, goodness, right?
Yes, use your hands.
Oops, look at that. Getting all shitty.
Finger works too.
Yeah. So with cakes and ale, obviously they're empty, but you don't need them on your altar.
No.
People used to have cakes and ale after big spells or after, big workings and stuff like that. It's not something that sits on your altar unless you're doing something for offerings.
Exactly.
Yes, so those aren't needed. As far as gods and goddesses go, that's only if that's your belief system.
Right.
Like,
If that's something you want to work with.
yeah, like I'm not somebody that works with deities myself. I used to, but it just doesn't interest me now. So I don't hold stuff like this on my own personal altar.
Yeah.
So there's nothing saying that you have to have a masculine god and a feminine goddess. Let's get with the times, you guys. It's 2024.
It is.
We can do whatever we want now.
We can.
Yeah. And you can have salt and water if you want to, but it's not always necessary. I keep putting my thumb in front of the camera. Okay, so what we would do nowadays is, I kind of like the blue. We'll keep the blue, but you can change that out with seasons. There's 8 holidays for witches. You can switch it out. You can put decorations. You can put pictures of your ancestors. You can do whatever you want. You don't need to have everything.
If you do work with deities and you don't have one, you could take a picture of them
Yeah, you could do that.
and put a picture on your altar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
you
sure.
can do that.
Yeah. So then we'll get rid of this stuff. And so just as an example, something you could do is we're going to put this guy in the middle, which is just kind of representative of the moon cycles, goddesses if you're into that, or just the universe. It doesn't matter. And I kind of like this because it's got an offering dish. So
You
it's
can put an
multi-use.
offering in it, yes.
Yeah, if you want to put it to your ancestors or whatever. And then I'll hand you this bag. And then the other things I would have is candles, at least 5 of them for each of the elements.
Right.
So it would just almost be at the points of
Yeah.
the star, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because if you're doing spells, you're actually working.
that's right.
Like you are actually working. So, yeah. Then definitely, I don't usually use a knife for things unless I'm cutting an apple or
Scissors
whatever.
sometimes.
Scissors are completely fine. Like it doesn't matter. But things that in our
Try to make this
practice,
sort
and
of-
we're not part of a coven, right? So the things that we use on a regular basis that are tools that we can't do without is definitely a mortar and pestle.
Yes.
So if you want to put that on your altar, go for it. Nobody says you can't. Definitely. Incense?
Yes.
Yes, we use that. It can go anywhere on your altar. It doesn't really matter.
No.
Some of the other tools that we would use would be a cauldron. You want to grab a cauldron? Cauldrons, you don't have to have one, first of all. If you need to cook something or burn something, you can just do it in a pot or whatever. But having a cauldron is kind of fun. So Anita's got one of our cauldrons. Okay, find a spot there. It is not very big, you guys. And I don't know how much was this one, 40 bucks?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and it's cast iron, it's fine. That's the bigger one that we've got. So definitely that. I would say this as an altar would be perfectly fine.
Absolutely.
And then decorate it how you want. And the thing is, maybe you don't even want an altar.
Maybe not.
Maybe you're just a kitchen table person and there it is.
You don't have to have one.
You don't have to do anything.
No, you don't.
That's the best part about it. Traditionally in witchcraft, they would say, oh, you need a broom for cleaning out energy. You don't. You don't need that.
No.
You don't need anything special in any way, shape, or form. You don't need ritual clothing unless you want to. Guys, you got to just go with play it by ear. When people made up these rules for how altars are supposed to be set up, they were trying to form it into a religion. And it's not. It's a spiritual practice.
Coven might.
A coven might, yeah.
But as far as just the regular everyday us witches,
No.
we don't, because we're not in covens,
No.
we don't need to do that.
Well, and honestly, mine and Anita's shit is all over a shelf.
It is.
Because it's just what's easy to get. So things that we say that you should probably get would be, can I film your face?
Sure.
Okay, talk to her. So I would say, because it's boring to look at whatever. I'd say spoons,
Spoons.
barbecue lighter.
Yes.
Definitely barbecue lighter, if anything.
Scissors.
Scissors, tweezers,
Tweezers.
string.
String.
All sorts of colors for string.
Candles.
Oh, in all sorts of colors, shapes, and sizes.
Yes.
We've got a video coming. A sharp knife, a cutting board,
Yeah.
trays.
Trays.
Shit in your kitchen, honestly, you guys.
Yeah. You got all this stuff in your kitchen.
Yeah.
Use it.
Random boxes and jars.
Yes.
Save them. You might need them.
See, yeah, if you got, don't throw them away.
Yeah.
Don't recycle them. Use them.
Use them, for God's sake, yeah. And alcohol.
Yes.
Because that's for, well, you can drink it if you want to, but it's actually called spirits.
It's a spirit.
And
So
there's a reason it's called spirits.
there you go.
And then, other than that, any divination tools? If you want.
If you want.
If you're into divination.
Yeah.
We've got like literally everything because we like screwing around.
Yeah.
But
So you could have tarot cards.
yeah,
right?
add them into your stuff.
Oracle cards.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. And then this is just to have. This doesn't mean it all has to sit on your altar, you guys.
It doesn't.
And also, when you start working and say you start working with herbs, just find what works for you and have that. You don't have to go buy it all.
No, you'll have a lot of it in your kitchen anyway.
Yeah.
So use what's in your kitchen.
Use what you have.
Absolutely.
Use what you
Always
have.
use what you have.
If you're called to use crystals, pick them up.
Pick them up. You can get even small ones.
Yeah.
They're not that expensive if they're little.
No.
So go ahead and do crystals if that's what you'd like to do.
Yeah. And then when you get really crazy, you could start collecting dirt
Yeah.
and
Crossroads dirt and
Graveyard.
graveyard dirt and
anything from nature. You could go get seashells or
You
tree
can.
branches, whatever.
yeah,
Whatever.
even branches. Branches are great.
Yep.
You can do all kinds of things with them.
Yep.
You could use it for a wand if you wanted.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Just a branch.
Oils even.
Yep. Oils.
Oils. So basically all we're trying to say is you don't have to do anything.
You don't.
Nobody gives a shit.
No.
It's your practice and it's personal.
Yes.
And never mind the dirty
So
dishes.
make
in the
it
back.
personal.
Yeah.
Make it personal to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Get things you like and that work for you. This
Absolutely.
is just an example. Like this isn't what we're working with right now. Like, yeah, we own that, but that's not how we have stuff
No,
set up.
it isn't.
So anyways, that's how to set up an altar.
Yeah.
Basically do what you want. We could have saved 12 minutes.
There you go.
And what tools are used for? You don't need most of them.
No, you don't.
Don't listen to people trying to sell you stuff.
No. Unless you want it.
That's right.
There's a difference.
Oh yeah, if you want to, go
If
get
you
it.
want it, go ahead and buy it.
That's right.
If you don't want it, use what you have.
That's right. All right.
Okay.
Okay, we're out of here.
All right.
All right, guys.
Stay magical.
magical.